So let's get into details of Step 1, define the problem or specification. Here is an example of defining the problem or specification for a software solution, along with a sample code example in Python. Let's say you are designing a software solution for a small business that wants to track and manage their inventory. You have gathered information and resources about different types of inventory management systems and have consulted with the business to understand their specific needs and requirements. Based on this information, you have defined the problem or specification for your software solution as follows. Our software solution needs to provide an efficient and accurate way for the business to track and manage their inventory. It should allow them to track and store data such as item names, quantities, reorder levels, and supplier information, and to perform tasks such as generating reports and reordering items. It should also address the specific pain points of the current manual system, such as errors and difficulty reordering items. To help you design and plan your software solution, you might create a Python class that represents an inventory item. This class could include properties such as the item's name, quantity, and reorder level, as well as methods for updating the quantity and generating a report. Here is an example of what this class might look like. This class includes a constructor that initializes the name, quantity, and reorder level properties of the inventory item, as well as a method for updating the quantity and a method for generating a report. The generate_report method includes logic to determine whether the item's quantity has fallen below the reorder level and includes a warning if this is the case. You can use this class as a building block for your software solution, creating instances of the inventory item class to represent each item in the business's inventory and using the methods of the class to update quantities and generate reports. Now let's look at the second step, gather information and resources. Let's continue with the example of designing a software solution for a small business to track and manage their inventory. To gather information and resources, you might research existing inventory management systems and technologies. You might search online or consult with industry experts to learn about different types of inventory management systems and how they work. This might involve looking at different software packages, studying case studies of businesses that have implemented similar solutions, or reading articles and blog posts about best practices for inventory management. Gather input and feedback from the business. You will want to consult with the business to understand their specific needs and requirements for their inventory management system. This might involve meeting with them to discuss their current system and any pain points they are experiencing, or gathering feedback on potential features or functionality for the new system. Identify any constraints or limitations. You will also want to consider any constraints or limitations that may affect your software solution. This might include technical constraints, example, the business's existing hardware or software, financial constraints, example, the budget for the project, or regulatory constraints, example, compliance requirements. Here is a sample code example in Python that demonstrates how you might gather information and resources by interacting with an API, application programming interface, that provides information about different types of inventory management systems. Now let's look at the third step, brainstorm and generate ideas. Here is an example of brainstorming and generating ideas for a software solution. Let's continue with the example of designing a software solution for a small business to track and manage their inventory. To brainstorm and generate ideas, you might use brainstorming techniques. There are many different techniques you can use to generate ideas, such as free writing, clustering, or asking what-if questions. For example, you might ask your team to spend 10 minutes free writing about different ideas for features or functionality for the inventory management system, or to brainstorm a list of what-if questions about the system. Example, what if the system could automatically reorder items when they reach a certain level? Collaborate with your team. It can be helpful to work with your team or stakeholders to generate ideas for your software solution. This might involve holding a brainstorming session with your team or gathering feedback and ideas from stakeholders through surveys or focus groups. Consider the needs and goals of the user or client. As you brainstorm ideas, be sure to keep the needs and goals of the user or client in mind. This will help you to focus on ideas that are most relevant and valuable to them. Here is a sample code. This code example defines a function called brainstorm_ideas that uses the free-writing technique to generate ideas for a specified topic. The function prompts the user for ideas and adds them to a list, and then returns the list of ideas when the time limit has been reached. The function could be used to generate ideas for the inventory management system by passing features or functionality for an inventory management system as the topic. Next, we'll look at the step Evaluate and Prioritize Ideas.